Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't think so. Our YouTube stream should be fine, and I'll pick up my audio off of that. And we're going to go in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes is when we'll go. Go on and air. As a matter of fact, go on and air ABC News, and we'll take it after ABC. It's what? What was that again? That's fine, and we'll take it then. Thank you. More cowbell. Oh, that's a good feed right there. Check, 1, 2. We're good.
It's probably this.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Cheerleaders giving them instruction, and she's got her face buried in her fucking phone.
The official.
Yeah, see, he just came over and
escorted by a platoon of the United States Marines, moving from the Ohio State House to Ohio State University. NASA celebrating the life of the pioneering astronaut with a memorial service. Vice President Joe Biden among those attending.
Out of the heart of the country, and he stole America's heart.
John Glenn was 95. The roads have been a mess in much of the eastern U.S., freezing rain causing accidents. 2 people killed, 15 injured in a 55-vehicle accident and truck fire on I-95. And more weather woes. A tornado watch has been issued from eastern Arkansas to central Kentucky until 9 o'clock tonight, local time. This includes Memphis, Nashville, and Louisville. You're listening to ABC News.
Here's a special message for those of you who owe the IRS at least $10,000 or more in back taxes. The IRS has special programs in place that could eliminate or reduce your tax debt by thousands of dollars. With a call to National Tax Helpline, you can stop the wage garnishments, levies, and tax liens now. Once you've qualified and enrolled, the IRS will stop all the collection activities against you. These unique programs have been allocated to help the economy and significantly reduce or eliminate your tax burden. The IRS is currently accepting accepting reduced settlements and other favorable programs. You may qualify for substantial savings, so get the help you need. If you owe the IRS $10,000 or more, call now for free information and to see if you qualify. Take down the number now for the Tax Helpline, 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055 for free information. 800-805-1055. That's 800-805-1055.
There are indications that China and the U.S. are moving to resolve an incident that took place in the South China Sea. Chinese officials say they'll return an underwater drone they seized earlier this week. U.S. officials are still determining how and when they'll get it back. ABC's Louis Martinez has more from Washington.
Depending on Secretary Peter Cook says the...
Are you ready? Opener fires in just over 60 seconds.
We're ready, buddy. Let her rip.
Sea. The Pentagon had demanded that China return the drone, which it called a sovereign vessel of the United States. U.S. officials have been at a loss as to why China would spark an international incident over an unclassified drone that costs $150,000. Louis Martinez, ABC News, Washington.
In Indianapolis, the roof of a popular restaurant on Massachusetts Avenue collapsed this afternoon while workers and customers were inside. The roof of the Eagle in downtown Indianapolis collapsed, causing everyone inside to be evacuated. No reported injuries. This weekend marks 2 weeks since the deadly ghost ship warehouse fire in Oakland, California, and the investigation continues into its cause. Oakland resident Ken Houston says the fire has highlighted the problem of Oakland's high housing costs.
It takes this sad situation to address it, and it's been happening to us for years.
36 people were killed in the ghost ship fire. This is ABC News.
When news breaks,
We've heard the talking about victims coming out.
ABC News Radio is there.
Police swarmed the house of the suspects, currently battering down the door.
When terror grips San Bernardino,
2 patrol cars went screaming by down this city street, probably 100 miles an hour.
ABC News Radio honored with the prestigious Edward R. Murrow Award for breaking news coverage. When news breaks, there's only one place to turn. ABC News Radio.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
Programming, please. Programming.
Sports on NewsRadio WJPF is brought
Thank you.
by Polar Whip and Energy, the Bank of Carbondale, Artworks, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, and Coldwell Banker. These proud sponsors also back the Lions, the City of Carterville, Joe's Lawn and Snow Removal, the Bank of Heron, IBEW from the 702 and the
Good afternoon, everybody, and Merry Christmas. It's Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson. We're at Carbondale High School on a Saturday afternoon matinee game, Scott, and where it was hot a little bit earlier this morning, 60-plus degrees. Carterville's hot right now. So are these Carbondale Terriers.
Yeah, Carbondale comes in here with the same record as the Carterville Lions at 5-3. Carbondale, arguably the best team from top to bottom that Carterville will have played to date. They're a very good team. Some of their losses have been to Althoff, O'Fallon, Edwardsville, very good basketball programs. So this Carbondale team, again, probably the best team Carterville has faced to date.
There's been just chaos for high school basketball around the region with this cold front that's coming through, the winter weather advisory that kicks in starting at 6 o'clock. Most of the games in the area have been canceled for tonight. Carbondale and Carterville lucky because it is a 3 o'clock start. It was actually going to be a little bit later than that, but we're going to be able to get this game underway coming up in about 5 minutes or so. And this pregame show is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. They offer the convenience of mobile banking. Stay connected on the go with the Bank of Carbondale's mobile banking app. To learn more, visit the website, tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. this is a great place to watch a basketball game in Carbondale. Always a strong team, and this is a great challenge for the Lions tonight.
Yeah, no question. I think the key for both teams tonight is, one, who is physically prepared more. Both these teams coming into this game have had less than 24 hours of rest, which normally on back-to-back games on the weekend you play at 7:30 one night, 7:30 the next. So how physically did last night's games affect these two teams? And maybe more importantly, which team is more mentally prepared? Both teams won conference games last night, which means that last night's games were the important game of the weekend. You want to win your conference games. Now you come into a non-conference game. Who can get the emotion? Who can get the enthusiasm? Who can come out here and play well, having less than 24 hours rest?
Carbondale coming off a 49-27 blowout win at Mount Vernon last night. Carterville, as you heard on NewsRadio WJPF, a 45-40 winner over conference rival Anna Jonesboro. Good ball game by the Lions. And the thing that we picked up from Coach Shane Hawkins in the post game last night, this game today is a good litmus test, I'll get it, for this Lions team and where they are getting into the meat of the conference schedule, which kicks off again Wednesday night on the road at Nashville.
Having already played Mount Vernon, Collinsville, and Marion in the Pyramid Plus tournament, that should help prepare the Lions for a Carbondale Terriers team. You look at this Carbondale Terrier team, they've got two players averaging 14 or more points a game, and 4 of their 5 starters are underclassmen. So Coach Miller's got to be excited about not only this year, but the upcoming years. I look at guys like Taylor Howell, Luke Ford, who are probably going to be asked to guard out on the perimeter a little bit more than normal because the guys are going to be guarding are so athletic that they're going to be able to push the ball on the perimeter, so we'll see how that plays out.
The JV game was an entertaining ball game, and it came down to the last 10 seconds of the game. Carterville comes away with a 34-32 win. Tyler Biddle with the last minute, 10 seconds. There's 5 seconds actually left on the clock. Three-pointer to give Carterville that 34-32 win over the Carbondale Terriers. Wouldn't surprise me if this game came down to the last minute as well.
Yeah, again, Carterville has to come out and they have to play well from the start. They cannot shoot 22% in the first half tonight and expect to still be in the game at halftime. The other thing Carterville's got to guard against, this Carbondale team is so loaded with talent. They're going to have their runs of 4, 6, maybe 8 points. But that's when Carterville's got to stop those runs because those 8-point runs can quickly turn into 14 or 16, and then you have a blowout on your hands.
Yep, we'll see how it turns out. The Carterville Lions, this is non-conference action against the Carbondale Terriers, and we are just thankful that you're tuning in and listening here on just a weather-wise a day that we've seen extremes from 65 degrees at about 10 o'clock this morning to what is now, I believe I checked it was 39 degrees just moments ago, and we're going to see the temperature get down to about 15 before the night is over. Both teams are on the floor, last-minute warm-ups. The Lions have just come back out. Coach Jim Miller and his Carbondale Terriers, Coach Shane Hawkins and his Carterville Lions. We are just moments away from the tip here at Carbondale High School. We're going to take our break, and when we come back, it's going to be the starting lineups and the tip-off between the Carterville Lions and the Carbondale Terriers. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Eric, go on and just run commercials till I say stop. That should take us through the national anthem, hopefully. Yeah, just keep rolling them until I tell you to stop.
First Southern Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
You love McDonald's all-day breakfast. Yes. But you don't love that you can't get all your favorites all day. No. Well, now you're going to love that you can get more all day. Like McGriddles and biscuits and McMuffin sandwiches. Which means you'll have to find something else to not love. Okay. Like broken grocery carts. Or when your smoke-alarm battery dies at 3 a.m. Or songs that combine two styles of music that don't go together. Get more choices you love. Now with McDonald's all-day breakfast. McDonald's all-day breakfast delivers by location.
Hello, Carterville sports fans from Caldwell Banker Preferred Realty. We're just like the Lions. We work hard for you. They're real estate companies that use giving
simple, or maybe something a little more complex. Or maybe you just doesn't. No matter day or night, 7 days a week, Bad Outlet Plumbing brings you quick service with over 7 years experience working for you. That offers you competitive rates, so you not only get the experience, you save money as well. And their fast, friendly service means that you don't have to live with that for too long. So for any size plumbing job, residential or commercial, call Bad Outlet Plumbing in Carterville at 985-2021. Online at badoutletplumbing.com.
At the Bank of Heron, we know that between family and work, it can be a challenge to find the time to take care of things like going to the bank. And really, what you need is a way to do banking on the go. Well, we've got good news. With the Bank of Heron mobile banking app, you can manage debit cards, find bank locations, monitor account activity, even make a deposit. Just a few of the ways our mobile banking app can save you a trip to the bank. We'd love for you to come see us, but now you don't have to. The Bank of Heron. It's not just a bank, it's mobile banking.
Family Drug is your local Health Mart pharmacy, where their pharmacists take the time to get to know you and personally make sure that any questions or concerns are addressed. Their employees are efficient and do their best to make sure each patient enjoys
Bring it back after this one, please. After this one.
prices on generic brand drugs and accept Medicare, Medicaid, and most other insurance plans. As a sister store to our other Health Mart pharmacies, open primary pharmacy in
And now, the introduction of today's starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Carterville.
Back at Carbondale High School, my name is Dave McKenzie. My partner is Mr. Scott Hudson. Of course, we have our YouTube live stream open and running. Amy's on the camera there. And Mr. Eric Joins, our producer engineer, back at the station. Thank you so much for tuning in to Carterville Lions Sports here on News Radio WJPF. The starting lineup for the Carbondale Terriers tonight, they got a pretty big team. They're going to start things off with number 3, Winslow Martin, the 6'5", senior forward center. Also, number 11, Kaney Acree, 6'4", guard, and he's a junior. James Baltz wears number 23, the 6'2", forward and center. He's a freshman. Darius Bean wears number 25, the junior guard at 6'4", and then Seth Owsley, the junior guard at 5'10", wears number 41. So the starting lineup is Winslow, Acree, Bean, Bradley, and Baltz for the Carbondale Terriers.
They're very good. They're very athletic.
They are very athletic, as Carbondale teams all usually are, and they can get up and down the court. For the Carterville Lions today, the starting lineup is going to be the usual starting lineup at guard. Blake Jackson, the 5'10" senior guard, wears number 3. At one of the forward positions, number 5, Justin Johnson, the 6'2" junior. Also running the point for the Lions, a 5'9" senior guard, Brendan Beasley, wears number 30. Taylor Heil, the forward, the 6'6" senior forward for the Lions. A great game last night, a hard-fought, hard-working game for Taylor. He was our player of the game, 11 points, 10 boards. That was a good game.
Yeah, and he earned every bit of that, too, because AJ was playing that sagging zone defense and really kind of taking control underneath defensively against Taylor. But in the second half, he just willed himself to those points and those rebounds, and they're going to need that and a little bit more out of Taylor today.
And rounding out the starting 5 for the Carterville Lions, he's been ill early in the week. He had a great game, especially in the first half last night. Luke Ford is going to get the start today for these Carterville Lions. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. Downtown Carterville for over 30 years, certified York dealer, and they service all brands. Call 985-2502. It's Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. So the starting lineup for the Lions, once again, Jackson, Johnson, Beasley, Ford, and Heil.
Carterville's got to take care of the basketball this afternoon, Dave. This is a Carbondale team that will get it and go. You know, they'll get it and be gone in a heartbeat. So Carterville's got to limit their turnovers, because the more opportunities you give Carbondale, they're going to make you pay for it. Last night AJ really didn't make Carterville pay that many times on the turnovers, but this is a different breed of animal, so to speak, when you're looking at the Carbondale Terrier lineup.
Carterville Lions in their road blue uniforms with the white letters and numbers. Carbondale in the home whites, the black lettering. And the officials are on the floor. Both teams are at center circle. and we are ready for high school basketball in Carbondale. Taylor Heil wins the tip, and the Lions start off with the ball. Welcome to Carterville Lions basketball. Beasley to the right side, takes it toward the right wing, drops it down low to Heil. He gets it to Ford. His shot is up and good. That's a nice start, and that's how Luke Ford played in the first half yesterday.
Well, he's so strong underneath. If he gets a low block, it's game over.
Winslow for Carbondale puts his shot up. It's blocked underneath, and Heil comes away with that. Nice job defensively. So here come the Carterville Lions over to Justin Johnson on the right wing. He looks for some help. The left-hand dribble. Gets it to Ford at the right elbow. Gives it to Blake Jackson. Fakes the shot. Now to Justin Johnson. Johnson brings it back between the circles to Brendan Beasley. Johnson on the right wing. He's guarded by Bean, Darius Bean for Carbondale. Now it's Beasley between the circle, top of the key, brings it left side, brings it back out top to Justin Johnson. Carterville Bean very patient here in the offensive end. The ball's thrown out of bounds. It goes out of bounds off of Carbondale. It's going to belong to the Lions.
Yeah, Carterville just needs to be patient on offense, let the game come to them, and maybe you'll get a backdoor play and put the Terrier defenders to sleep.
Lions with the basketball. Beasley is going to inbound. Better hurry, and that's a 5-second call and a turnover on the Lions. No sense of urgency there on the Lions' part.
No, nobody came to get the ball, and that's the first Carterville turnover of the game.
So Carbondale now into the front courts. They are run by Darius Bean, and out front, and Caney Acree for the Terriers. They bring it to Bean. Bean wears number 25 over to James Baltz as the shot goes up by Acree. His shot is no good. Taylor Heil, his second rebound of the game. Carterville with the basketball. 6.5 left here in the opening quarter. It is 2-0 Lions over the Terriers. Beasley between the circles, takes it to the right side, looks for some help, and he double dribbles.
He sure did.
And that's another turnover. 2 turnovers in a row on the Lions.
Yeah, and those are what I call unforced errors. You know, you had the inbound play where nobody came to get the ball, and Beasley on that play just carried the ball.
Acree with the basketball. He brings it across the timeline over to the far side. Darius Bean on the left wing. Right-hand dribble guarded by Beasley. Takes it to the right side now. Back to between the circles. Acree, his shot, no good. Gets his own rebound. Puts his shot up again. Bounces around. And the Lions get the rebound. Here they come on the run. It's Beasley down the left side. Loses a little bit of control. Backs it up again. Ball's on the floor. And we have a jump ball. And it is going to belong to the Terriers.
Yeah, 3 straight turnovers for the Lions. We talked about this in the pregame. Lions cannot give the Terriers extra opportunities.
I don't know that this is a team that you're going to get out and outrun
No.
on a transition. They can run with you, and so you're going to have to play with a little bit more control on when you do get those transition opportunities. Acree fires from 3, and that is good. That's their first point of the game. It's 3-2 Carbondale. Blake Jackson gives it to Heil, to Ford. Jackson fires from 3, and he pops it from the right side. He's had a hot hand. He had a hot hand last night as well. Carbondale into the front court quickly. It is 5-3. Carterville with the lead. Carbondale, they have it to Baltz. Baltz now to Bean. They bring it to Acree. He fires from the free throw line. In, out, no good. Blake Jackson with the rebound. Carterville across midcourt. Beasley to the right wing. Gives it to Johnson, now to Heil out top. He drives, dumps it down low for Luke Ford. Oh, what a nice assist from Heil, and Ford converts.
Nice play by the 2 big men.
7-3, the 4-point lead with 4:40 left in the opening quarter. Carbondale in the front court. That is Bradley with the basketball from the free throw line. They get it over to Acree. He has a little right-hand runner. That's good for Acree. He's got all 5 of the Terriers' points.
Yeah, he got a step on Taylor Heil, and that's all she wrote.
The Lions into the front court. Taylor Heil way out top between the circle. Gets it to Ford. Ford out top as well. Now Beasley's going to fire from 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebounded there by Martin Winslow for the Terriers. Into the front court, Winslow. He gives it up to Bean. He fires from 3, the top of the key. And that is good for Darius Bean.
Yeah, just like that, Carbondale has a 1-point lead. You cannot leave Acree and Bean wide open like that. They'll burn you every time.
8-7, Carbondale on top. 3:50 left in the first quarter. It's Ford to Jackson. Now Beasley's going to fire from 3. He hits from the top of the key. We need him to get going. He didn't have any field goals in the game last night at AJ, but he hit 2 big free throws late in the game to ice the win for the Lions. Now Carbondale into the front court, 3.5 left in the opening quarter. The 2-point lead for your Lions as it's Bradley over to Winslow. They get it top of the key to Bean. Bean's going to fire from 3, in, out, no good. Ford gets the rebound. Here come the Lions. JJ steps across the timeline, looks for some help, gets it to Beasley, and Carterville's going to set their offense from here. As it's Luke Ford, top of the key to Taylor Heil, over to Justin Johnson on the right wing. Nice give and go by Heil and Johnson, and Heil is fouled as he takes it to the rack, and he is going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Just a nice give and go. Heil went strong to the glass. Didn't get it to go, but he went strong, got the foul. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
That's the first foul of the game. Jaden Bradley, the culprit for the Carbondale Terriers. And Taylor Heil is at the line. Again, last night, Taylor Heil, a great hard-fought game, 11 points, 10 boards. He misses the front end of the free throw, number 1. Checking in for the Terriers is going to be Seth Owsley as that is Baltz that checks out for the Terriers. But Taylor had a hard-fought game, 10 big rebounds in that game. Just played an all-around good ball game. Second free throw by Heil was no good. Terriers control the rebound. Quickly into the front court. That is Owsley. Kick out pass to Acree. He fires no good. Rebound by Owsley, and he's going to reset for the Terriers. 2:45, 10-8. Carterville on top of Carbondale. Between the circles, Darius Bean with the basketball, left-hand dribble, over to Acree, drives the baseline, up and under, no good. Heil with the rebound. Carterville controls. Beasley across the timeline, into the front court. Toward the right side to Blake Jackson, who fires from 3. Yeah, it was a good shot, but hit off the back of the iron. Carbondale comes off with the rebound. Now it's Owsley to Acree. They work it over to the far side. That is Bradley that drives and gets the layup for the Terriers. That's his first bucket, and we are all tied at 10. 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Jackson went for the steal, didn't get it, resulted in a Terrier layup.
Man blew right by him as it's Carterville basketball. Ford gives it to Jackson. He drives, right hand runner, no good. Rebounded by the Terriers. Quickly, outlet pass to Acree. Left hand layup is good. That is 7 points for Caney Acree in the first quarter, and it is a 2-point lead as we have a foul out front on the Carbondale Terriers.
Now, when you take a shot, Carterville better have at least one guy back in case you miss, because they will get it and go on any given missed shot.
Darius Bean with the foul. That's his first. Carterville basketball. 1:35 left here in the opening quarter. 2-point lead for the Terriers. Ball slap from behind, but Carterville controls. Beasley toward the right side. Blake Jackson now on the right corner. He's guarded nicely by Bradley, and it's a turnover on the Lions. Here come the Terriers on the run, and the little bunny shot is missed, but the putback is good by Winslow. That's his first bucket of the game. It's a 4-point lead now by the Terriers. As Dylan Moore is into the game for the Lions, Carterville with the basketball. Between the circles, Taylor Heil. Right-hand dribble, gives it to Luke Ford to bring in the big men out top on that offensive set. Dylan Moore gets a little right-hand runner. Good. That's a nice spark by Dylan Moore. His first bucket. And Carterville down 2. 45 seconds left in the first quarter.
Carterville's played a pretty good first quarter. They do have 4 turnovers, though.
Carbondale into the front court. That is Bean. And firing from 3 for the Terriers is Baltz, no good. Carterville gets the rebound, and with 25 seconds left, they could tie this game up heading into the second quarter. Beasley throws it away. He was trying to get it to Blake Jackson. I thought maybe it was tipped out of bounds by Carbondale, but it's another turnover.
Beasley's in the backcourt trying to make a pass.
A perfect pass.
On the near side, on the wing. You got to get in the front court first. You know, you got to run the offense. Even if Jackson catches that pass, he has nowhere to go. He's out on the wing being guarded.
20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 14-12, Carbondale on top of your Lions. As that is Bean with the right hand layup is good, and he's fouled, so the bucket's going to count.
Basket is good. Foul number 30, Brendan Bean.
And Bean is going to go to the line for the and one for the Terriers. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson, and the entire City of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports.
Yeah, Bean is such a tough matchup. He plays at the perimeter, and if you put a smaller guard on him, he'll just take you to the rack every time.
He makes his free throw, so now it is a 5-point lead, 12 seconds left. Beasley into the front court. He tries to get the runner, left-hand layup, no good. Taylor Heil gets the rebound, to put back is no good. It just hung there, and the shot at the end of the quarter by Acree is no good, and we end the first quarter 17-12. Carbondale on top of your Carterville Lions. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF.
Banter is the change we want to make. I'm Jeff Speak, market executive for Banter. Most
60 seconds here, please. 60 seconds.
Special thanks to the CCHS Athletic Booster Club for the new basketball court. This past year, the CCHS Athletic Booster Club raised over $50,000 for Terrier athletics. Thank you to the best booster club in the state.
Back at Carbondale High School, my name is Dave McKenzie. My partner is Scott Hudson. We are going to the second quarter. It's a 17-12 Carbondale lead.
Carterville shot 50% from the field in the first quarter, only 41% for Carbondale, but Carbondale had 7 more shots from the field and 2 more field goals.
Carterville with the basketball. Beasley brings it across midcourt. Right-hand dribble toward the right side. He is guarded by Darius Bean. Brings it over to the left side. Now Taylor Heil. He's going to work it back out top, and his pass is picked off by Acree. Acree drives the lane, and Carterville gets it back, but a nice pass. They get a shot off, no good, and Heil just rips it away from the Terriers. And they're going to say the ball went out of bounds off of Taylor Heil's foot. It's going to belong to the Terriers.
Yeah, it's 7 turnovers for the Lions during the first half. Also, Carbondale had 3 offensive boards in that first quarter.
7.5 left here in the first half. The 5-point lead for the Terriers as they work it in to Owsley. Owsley on the right wing takes it out top. Now they just throw it away. The pass from Baltz. He was looking for somebody on the left wing, but nobody there. Turnover on the Terriers.
That's only their first turnover, and he just flung it to the left, and it's like there's nobody there.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
Yes.
Carterville basketball down 5 here in the first half. Luke Ford between the circles over to Blake Jackson. Jackson leaves it for Beasley. Now to Heil down the left baseline. He can't put the ball on the floor because when he does, they just tap it. And we've got a foul that is called on Owsley. That is his first foul for the Terriers. That is the 3rd team foul on Carbondale.
Heil tried to go baseline. Halsey didn't quite get to the baseline in time.
So it's going to belong to the Lions. Beasley's going to trigger the inbounds and throws it into the backcourt for Ford. Gives it back to Beasley. Now Carterville can reset. Shane Hawkins gives instructions to Luke Ford. Says come out high. And let's try this one more time. It's Heil. Now trying to work the give and go to Moore, and we have a foul on, that is Winslow. That is his first foul, the fourth team foul on the Terriers.
Carbondale's starting to push their defense out on the perimeter a little bit more, trying to force some turnovers.
So again, it's Carterville basketball. Into the backcourt, Beasley tracks it down, 6:45 in the second quarter. Carterville down 5. At the right elbow, it's Heil to Beasley, give and go to Heil. He kicks it back out, nice job. Moore's gonna fire from 3 off the iron, no good. Rebounded by the Terriers, Darius Bean. Into the front court, it was given to Winslow, but he's called for the travel, and that's a turnover on the Terriers.
Yeah, the Terriers, they feel like they're at a track meet, or they want to be in a track meet, but they're in the shot put area right now because Carterville's trying to slow this game down, which is what Carterville needs to do. They need to be patient on offense. They do not want to turn this into a track meet.
It's like trying to run it in the long jump sand pit.
It is.
That's what it is a turnover on the Lions as Winslow gets the layup for the Terriers. And now it is a 7-point lead. Carterville needs to be careful here. Don't let this get out too far, get out of control here in the first half. 6 minutes remaining, 19-12, Terriers with the 7-point lead. Beasley has the ball tipped from behind, but they're going to call the foul on the Terriers. I believe that is on Darius Bean. It is. That's his second foul, and that is going to be the 5th team foul now on the Terriers. Bean is going to come out. Carterville has the basketball. And it's Beasley standing on the Terriers logo at midcourt to Luke Ford. Now to Dylan Moore. Moore on the left wing. Back to Ford. Top of the key. Right-hand dribble. Look at him dribble that ball down and get the layup runner for the Lions. He's like a point guard out there.
That's right. He said, let me try this ball handling stuff. It doesn't look too hard.
That's a 6'6" version of Brendan Beasley right there, folks.
Yeah.
Nice job by Ford. As Carterville in the zone defense, the ball's tipped away, and they control the ball from the Terriers. Here comes Beasley once again, 19-14. Dylan Moore with the left-hand runner. Man, he just pushed it up, didn't hit anything. Now the Terriers are on the run, and it's Acree gets the flush for the Terriers, and we got a timeout on the floor. Shane Hawkins not a happy camper. And it is a 30-second timeout as Acree, man, he can get out so quickly. And that was a nice dunk by the Terriers. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear on West Plaza Drive, offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting our hometown Lions.
Yeah, Moore looked to have an uncontested layup, and I don't know if he just lost control of the ball once he got in the air, or he thought he was going to have some contact, and he was taking his shot thinking that was going to happen, and that's one of the things you can't do. You know, you got to go up thinking that, you know, you're going to shoot it normally, don't worry about the contact, and boom, just like that, Carbondale's down at the other end. Beasley almost had the steal, but he knocked it away, but then the big jam at the other end, and Carbondale has a 7-point lead.
5:11 remaining in the second quarter. As the Lions have the basketball into the front court, Beasley gets it to Ford, now to Heil between the circles. That should have been a foul on Winslow. He slapped Taylor Heil right in the forehead. As the shot is put up by Beasley, no good. Heil gets the rebound. His shot is no good, and the ball is controlled by the Terriers. 21-14, the 7-point lead for the Terriers. Nice give and leave for Bradley as he gets the easy bucket for the Terriers, and now they are out to a 9-point lead.
This is what I talked about in the pregame. You got to stop these runs because it can go from a 5-point lead to 15 real quick.
As Jackson has it, drives it, going to leave it for Heil. His pass no good. Heil's laying on his back on the floor. Somehow, Justin Johnson comes out. Beasley tries to up and under, and he's fouled. And the foul is on James Bolts of the Terriers. That is his first foul of the game. And Beasley is going to be at the line to shoot 2.
Now Carterville's got to play a little bit more under control.
It's like they're starting to panic a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they know they have to score.
Right.
And they're just losing control. Just run the offense. If you run the offense, I promise you guys, the shot's going to be there as Beasley makes his first free throw. 23-15, 8-point lead. Second by Beasley is good. He's got 5 points in the game so far. Blake Jackson checks out for the Lions. Dylan Moore checks in for the boys in blue. Carbondale in their white uniforms, moving left to right. In the backcourt, 1-2-2 press by the Lions. They break the timeline into the front court. They throw the ball away. I was saying it was off the Terriers, or excuse me, off the Lions. It's going to belong to the Terriers.
Now Carterville giving the Terriers a little bit different look with that half-court trap.
So it's Kenny Acree with the basketball, left-hand dribble. Again, zone defense by the Lions to Bradley. Bradley on the right wing, guarded by Johnson. Back top of the key to Winslow, and they give it back to Acree. Acree toward the right side. Bradley, his fakes the shot, brings it back out top. 3:42 left in the second quarter. Over toward the left side, Winslow fires from three off the iron, no good. Justin Johnson mistimed his jump and allowed Carbondale to get the rebound. So they bring it back near side, Jaden Bradley. Now they work it over to the far side, Winslow, where he shot just moments ago. They bring it back, top of the key, down low to Winslow now on the right block. He backs it out, looks for some help, and they work it around the other way. Acree toward the left wing. Firing from three is Owsley. Rebound by Winslow. His shot is up, and he's fouled by the Lions, and Martin Winslow is going to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws for the Terriers.
Lions are not doing a very good job at all of blocking out on Carbondale's shots. That is 5 offensive rebounds now for Carbondale. Again, this team is so talented, you cannot give them extra opportunities.
So Winslow is at the line to shoot 2 free throws. First one hits off the front of the iron. It's no good. 23-16, 3:09 remaining in the second quarter. Thank you for listening here on News Radio WJPF, or if you're watching on our YouTube channel, we appreciate you tuning into that. Second by Winslow is good. Winslow has 5 points now in this ball game. So it's an 8-point lead once again for the Terriers. Beasley across the timeline, now to Luke Ford between the circles to Hiles. He's guarded by Winslow. To Beasley toward the left side. Loses the dribble, gathers it back in, and he's going to reset. To Justin Johnson on the left wing. Now to Beasley, now to Moore. As they bring it back around, working the perimeter around the three-point arc. Swing pass to Moore between the circles to Beasley, wearing number 30. Dylan Moore wears number 20, now to Ford, back to Moore, back to Beasley. Carterville showing some patience here on the offensive end. Sure, that's what Coach said in the timeout, run the offense. As they get it down in the paint to Heil, kick out pass to Johnson. They bring the pass back out front to Beasley, almost thrown away. Nice save by Beasley. He steps into a three-pointer, off the iron, no good. And the rebound is controlled by James Balta of the Terriers. 2 minutes, 2:05 in the second quarter remaining. The 8-point lead for the Terriers. Into the front court with it is Owsley on the right wing, guarded by Beasley. Now to Winslow, top of the circle. Back to Baltz to Acree, who backs it out. Looks toward head coach Jim Miller of the Terriers. They're going to set the offense again and take some time off the clock. 1:35 remaining in the half. At the front court, Acree gets the pick. Looks to work the give and go, but he puts up a little left-hand runner and is able to bank that one home. Nice job by Acree. He's got 11 points in this game.
Well, he's just very good. He's very athletic, and that's a tough move to stop. I don't care who you are.
So Carterville is down 10 here with 1:15 remaining. Beasley gets the right-hand layup for the Lions. That is a nice little drive. Gets it back to 8 with 1:07 remaining in the first half.
Lions only have 2 field goals in the second quarter.
One by Beasley, one by Ford. As it's Winslow, gives it to Acree, left elbow, backs it out, gets it over to the near side, Seth Owsley. Now they have it to Bradley. Back, top of the key to Martin Winslow. To Acree. 44 seconds remaining. Carbondale may be working for the last shot, but it looks like Coach Jim Miller says, let's press the offense, or make them press you, rather, is what he was saying with his hand gesture. Wait on them to come out.
I'll tell you what, with the with the athletes he's got on the floor, I don't think I'd pull the ball out. I think I'd just let them go.
Carterville's content to let them try for the last shot. They backed it down into a zone defense. And Carterville is holding now with 16 seconds left on the clock. Working our way toward the 10-second mark. That's when they'll move. Akery, top of the circle, right elbow, kick out pass, left baseline. Winslow for three, doesn't hit anything. Here's Carterville. Justin Johnson, can he get the shot off to Ford? The shot is up, and he's foul. No foul.
No call.
His shot is no good. He had a layup. I thought he got hit from behind. And Shane Hawkins is laughing. He can't believe there was not a call made. And we are going to the half. It is 26-18 at the half. Shane Hawkins still barking at the officials. There was a foul on that shot. It was not called, but that's how we end the first half. 26-18, the Terriers with the lead over your Carterville Lions. We'll be back. It is the Artworks halftime show coming up next. Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. My bad, buddy. Thank you. Let's go 2 minutes here, please. 2 minutes.
I heard that pretty much everyone in Southern Illinois can now belong to SIU Credit Union. So I went to SIUCU.org to find out what it's all about. Did you know that credit unions are not-for-profit, member-owned financial cooperatives? Me either. I also learned that SIU Credit Union offers free checking accounts, low-rate auto loans, and they even give back to our local community. Sounds like a win-win to me. Check it out for yourself at SIUCU.org.
SIU Credit Union, where Southern Illinois belongs. Membership required. All loans with credit approval. Federally insured by NCUA. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Joe's Lawn Service, Carterville, is a locally owned and operated business serving Southern Illinois for over 20 years, specializing in much more than commercial or residential lawn care. Joseph McMahon and his crew can do snow removal, bush hogging, tree trimming, or tree removal, landscaping maintenance, and much more. Call 534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. 534-8148. That's 534-8148.
Did your bank recently add fees to your checking account? People's National Bank still has free checking with the added convenience of Visa debit card, online banking, bill pay, mobile banking, mobile deposit, and access to over 24,000 ATMs with the added convenience of MoneyPass ATM network. Stop by People's National Bank located at 707 South Greenbrier Road in Carterville today for details on how to get your free checking account. People's National Bank, proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC, non-usage, wireless, or SIRS fees may apply.
Back at Carbondale High School, it's Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson, where we are at the half here as the Carbondale Terriers have a 26-18 lead on the Carterville Lions. Carterville better be careful, but I got to say they're hanging with them.
Yeah, they're hanging with them, and, you know, Carterville got off to a good start in this game, had a 4-point lead at one point, and then it seemed like in no time Carbondale grabbed the lead and never gave it back from that point on. But the big key for Carterville, they've got to cut down on their turnovers. They had 8 turnovers, only 3 turnovers for Carbondale. Carbondale out-rebounded the Lions 13-12. They were led in rebounding by Martin with 4. Taylor Heil leads the Lions. He already has 8 rebounds in that first half. Shooting from the field, Carterville 41%, 44% for Carbondale, but Carbondale took 8 more shots from the field. Carterville only had 2 field goals in the second half. So despite the offensive woes in the second half, despite the 8 turnovers for Carterville in the first half, they're still only down by 8. They're still in this ball game.
Yeah, despite only having scoring 6 points in the second quarter. When you look at the scoring, let's start first with the Carbondale Terriers, as Martin Winslow has 5 points for the Terriers. The leading scorer, man, he's a good ball player, is Akery. He's got 11 points. He's fast. He gets up and down the floor, and he's not afraid to drive that lane.
He is so good. He's so smooth, and he's so big. I mean, he plays the point. on a normal high school team, he'd be the big man on the inside. And on the opposite end on defense, he's guarding Brendan Beasley, and Beasley's having a tough time getting open. You can't shoot over those long arms. So Acree's been the difference in the first half.
That's a 6'4" point guard.
No.
And Beasley is what Brendan is 5'9", almost a foot difference there. But he's got 11 points. He's the leading scorer in the game. Also, it's Darius Bean. He's got 6 points. And then it's Jaden Bradley that has 4 points in the first half for the Terriers. Looking at the scoring for the Carterville Lions, Blake Jackson hit a 3-ball early in that first quarter. He's got 3. Dylan Moore has a bucket. He's got 2. Beasley has 7 points for the Lions. And Luke Ford has 6 points. Taylor Heil is yet to get onto the board. It is 26-18. Carbondale on top of the Lions here at the half. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships. Ike family includes Ike Honda and Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of the Carterville Lions.
Well, I talked about the Carterville Lions, 8 turnovers. Carbondale also had 5 offensive rebounds. So in simple math, that's 13 extra opportunities that Carterville gave Carbondale to score. And again, Carterville's only down by 8. This is doable, but you got to play much better, a little smarter in the second half. You got to be patient on offense. I think if Carterville runs their offense, they're going to probably at some point lull Carbondale to sleep. You might get a back door because they're impatient. They have the athletes. They have the cheetahs out there. They want to run up and down the floor, and if you can kind of slow them down offensively, they might get a little frustrated. Carterville also went to a zone late in that second quarter, and that slowed Carbondale's momentum on offense. They became a little impatient with that. So again, it's always going to be an uphill climb playing here at Carbondale against a Miller coach team. But as I said, and as you said, it's doable. You just got to play a little smarter in the second half.
Shane Hawkins will have their attention at the half, I promise you that. As Carterville had a chance, Luke Ford drove the lane with a last-second shot there. I thought he was fouled. I thought he got hit right on the wrist, but no call by the officials. Shane Hawkins was fired up going in at halftime, and I promise you, he's still fired up talking to those Lions. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and more than you expected, more memorable for your guest. You can go online, visit crystalsgoodfood.com. Let's take another break here at the half. 3 minutes until we kick off second half action. It is 26-18. The Terriers lead your Lions. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 90 seconds here, and if you need more than that, let me know. We can go a couple minutes.
Intensity classes. You're missing all the benefits of 24/7 accessibility, great equipment and trainers, and you're missing the convenience of lean, healthy way meals ordered and delivered weekly right to the gym to help keep you on track. Don't miss out. 681-2123.
You know, many folks, when they come back to Southern Illinois for a visit, they make a stop there. For others, it's a great way to grab some burgers and fries, maybe a fried pickle, and still have some cash left over. Now, a lot of folks just can't make it through the week without a stop there. There is Polaroid in Energy. Why? It's Energy's finest restaurant. Cheeseburgers, those famous Polo Whip hot dogs, rings, barbecues, and save even more with a platter. Polo Whip in Energy. Come on, you deserve it.
For over 30 years, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating of Carterville has proudly served Southern Illinois. Charlie's has earned their customers' trust, and they welcome the opportunity to earn yours. No job is too big or too small for Charlie's. Ask about their preferred service agreement for any brand and how it saves you money. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating is a certified York dealer located in downtown Carterville. Call 985-2502. Online at charliesairconditioningandheating.com. Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions.
Back at Carbondale High School, my name is Dave McKenzie. Scott Hudson to my left. My partner here this evening, Amy's on the video, taking care if you're watching the YouTube stream. Just an update on the weather. We've seen the temperatures fall throughout the afternoon. We were at, 64 degrees, Scott, at 10 o'clock this morning. It's 34 now. Rain is moving through. We're starting to see some severe weather down toward western Kentucky. It kind of moved through the southern Illinois region. Winter weather advisory kicks in at 6 o'clock. We're going to see an overnight low tonight of 17. Look out for some slick spots. We could see some rain, freezing rain, some sleet, even some snow. Just want to give you a heads up. Be careful. It looks like it's raining out there now as I look outside here at Carbondale. Back to the ball game. It's a 8-point lead for the Carbondale Terriers over the Lions. And the Lions are just now coming out of the locker room. And Shane Hawkins is really good at the halftime adjustment.
Well, I've always said in basketball and football in high school that halftime adjustments are more important than your pregame preparation, because at halftime, that's when you get a chance to see what happened in the first half. You make your corrections, and to me, that's more important than how you prepare for a game before it even starts. The other good news for Carterville is they really don't have anybody in foul trouble, so they can play a little aggressive underneath if they need to. Carterville's still in this ball game, but they've got to keep the Terriers off the boards, and they've got to play at Carterville's tempo. They can't try to get in the track meet with Carbondale because there aren't enough track shoes to go around for the Carterville Lions.
I would say that the first 2 minutes of this quarter, very important for the Carterville Lions. Don't let them, if they can hold them defensively and maybe get a couple of quick buckets, get back within 4 or 6 points, we got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, again, these are two teams that are playing less than 24 hours apart, and at some point, when does physical fatigue set in? When does mental fatigue set in? I think this is, you got to be strong in the second half, but I agree with you, Dave. This first 2 minutes, very critical to Carterville's chances.
Defensively, your Carterville Lions start off in the 2-3 zone. It was pretty effective at the end of the first half for the Lions. So Carbondale has it. They're moving right to left now in front of their home bench. Coach Jim Miller, they work it down to Winslow. His right-hand runner, no good. And the ball is tipped out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off the Terriers. It's going to belong to the Lions.
Well, let's see what Carterville can do with the ball. The first time looks like Carbondale's going to put a full-court press on.
Matching them up man-to-man on the full-court press, putting some pressure in the backcourt. Blake Jackson with the right-hand dribble. 26-18, just underway here in the second half. Jackson takes it all the way down to the baseline. Kick out pass to Justin Johnson on the left side. He works it down to Luke Ford. Ford up and good for the Lions. Man, he's on fire here the last 2 days.
That is a strong move by a strong man.
Superman, that's what we'll call him, as Carbondale has it in the front court. It is Bradley. They work it down low. Winslow up and under. He gets it to fall for the Terriers. And it is an 8-point lead, 28-20. Terriers on top.
Luke Ford, if he gets baseline with his leg, that shot doesn't happen. And maybe even get a charge call.
Carbondale, Carterville drives, and we've got a foul on the Terriers. The foul is on Winslow. That is his second foul. First team foul here in the second half. The ball's going to belong to the Lions. Carterville is in good shape foul-wise. And talking about Luke Ford, he doesn't have one foul yet.
And that's amazing.
It is, because he usually comes in and gets 3, like within 30. As the ball is tipped away from Luke Ford, Terriers on the run. Up and under is good, and the foul on Blake Jackson. I don't know what they saw, but there was a foul. And at the line is going to be Darius Bean. His bucket was good. He's going to get the and one as the foul is called on Blake Jackson.
Yeah, Ford got the ball, turned to go into the paint with his left-hand dribble and looked up, and Carbondale is so quick with their hands and their feet. They just stripped the ball, went down, and got the layup, but missed the free throw.
Missed the free throw, and Carterville controls. So it's a 10-point lead, 6.5 left in the third quarter. Moving left to right, Brennan Beasley. He's guarded by Bean. They get it to Justin Johnson. Gets a run at the goal. Left-hand layup is good, and he's fouled. Nice job by JJ. Just going strong to the hole.
Well, on the previous possession, he had that same opening, and he was hesitant once he got down towards the low block and pulled it out. This time he says, okay, I'll try it. he got a nice shot off the glass and going to go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
The foul is on Seth Owsley of Carbondale. That's his second. And so Justin Johnson is going to be at the line for the and one for the Lions. Down 8, 30-22, 6:21 remaining in the third quarter. Free throw, no good. Rebounded by Winslow for the Terriers. Into the front court quickly. They work it over to Acree. Acree toward the left side. That is Owsley. Now top of the circle. They work it back around to Darius Bean. He backs it up. Is going to set the offense to Acree. Right wing. 18-footer from Acree off the iron. No good. Ball was on the floor. Beasley controls the rebound. Carterville basketball. Beasley across midcourt with the right-hand dribble. He's guarded by Darius Bean. Now to Heil. Top of the key to Ford. Other side of the key to Blake Jackson. Wearing number 3, throws the pass away. Turnover on the Lions.
Nowhere close to Ford. And that's the second turnover here in the third quarter for the Lions. Carbondale only has 3 turnovers in the entire game.
Down 8, 30-22. 5.5 left here in the third quarter. Carbondale with the basketball. Winslow to Owsley, top of the circle to Bradley. Now back to Owsley. Owsley backs it back out. That is Bean. Now Winslow, top of the key, guarded by Luke Ford. To Darius Bean. Gets a lane to the bucket. His shot is no good. Nice job by the Lions. Luke Ford stands his ground, blocks the shot, gets the rebound, throws the ball away. Turnover on the Lions.
They try to get the ball to Beasley. Beasley slipped a little bit, goes out of bounds, and Carbondale gets the ball right back.
You had one job. So it's Carbondale basketball. Bean tries the dunk, and he gets fouled as he goes up, misses the dunk. And the foul is on Luke Ford. I shouldn't have said a word about the fouls on Ford. That is his first foul. And Darius Bean is going to be at the line shooting 2 for the Terriers. First one is good. He's got 9 points in the game so far. And it's a 9-point lead for the Terriers. Second by Bean. He's up. Bounces around, rebounded, no good by Heil. So Carterville down 9. Beasley takes it across midcourt, guarded by Bean. Now to Blake Jackson toward the right wing. Jackson back top of the key to Beasley. He loses the handle. Bean gets it, brings it into the front court for the Terriers. Nice pass to Winslow. He's able to get the little right-hand runner to go. That's 4 points for Winslow in the third quarter. Biggest lead of the game for the Carbondale Terriers, 33-22, an 11-point lead. Carterville in the road blues. Into the front courts to our right. Justin Johnson, where's number 5, takes it toward the left side, wants to get it to Heil, kicks it out to Ford. Now Beasley's going to reset the offense as Shane Hawkins yells instructions to his Lions. Ford with the basketball between the circles, looks for some help. Gets it to Beasley toward the right side. Blake Jackson on the right wing. He's guarded by Bradley. To Beasley, to Ford, to Johnson on the left wing. Carterville showing some patience on the offensive possession. Trying to get it down to Luke Ford. The pass is kicked out of bounds off of Darius Bean. It's going to belong to the Lions.
Yeah, Carterville's patient. They're down by 11. Still a lot of time left in this game, but this is where we talked about, this is where Carterville has to stop that run. This is the best run so far for the Terriers. Carterville's got to stop it or this thing could get out of hand.
11-point lead for the Terriers at the moment. Carterville with the basketball. Jackson's firing from 3 off the front of the iron, no good. Luke Ford got double-teamed high-low, and but the ball goes out of bounds off the Terriers, so it's going to belong to the Lions. 3:45 left here in the third quarter. Thank you so much for listening to Lions basketball on a Saturday afternoon. The Lions broadcast is brought to you by the city of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson, the entire city of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Carterville gets the ball in, top of the circle. Blake Jackson takes a run at the goal. The left-hand layup is good by Jackson. Nice job, and we have a timeout called by Carterville Lions. It's a 30-second timeout. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. Call 985-2502, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com.
Well, Carterville needed that basket in the worst way. Now what they got to do, they got to get some stops on the defensive end and come down and score, maybe cut this Carbondale lead maybe down to 4 or 5 points. And then you kind of put a little bit of pressure on Carbondale. You see how they react to a Carterville run. This, again, Carterville only down 9, still 3:38 to go in the third quarter. But Carterville's got to get a couple of defensive stops and come down and get some key baskets. And then let's see if Carbondale can play with a little pressure.
7 points this quarter for the Terriers, 6 points this quarter for the Lions. Carbondale with the 33-24 lead. Carbondale with the basketball as they are met by some pressure defensively from the Lions, but they break the press and they throw the ball away. Luke Ford gets his hands on it. Nice job defensively. Here come the Lions into the front court. Justin Johnson with the right-hand dribble gets it to Beasley. Beasley is guarded by James Baltz of the Terriers. Now to Heil, rather. Now to Johnson. Right elbow puts the shot up off the back of the iron. No good. Acree gets it out. The Terriers are on the run. Baltz puts up the left-hand runner. Owsley. That's good for Owsley. Now it's an 11-point lead once again for the Terriers.
Rebound time to basket time was what, 2.5 seconds maybe?
Yeah, it was fast. They just get out and go. No stopping them. Beasley is met by Darius Rucker across. Darius Rucker. Darius Rucker playing high school ball for the Terriers apparently. Shot is blocked by the Terriers. They get it out to Bean. He gets the right-hand layup for the Terriers. And that's the biggest lead now. It's a 13-point lead for Carbondale. As the fans are fired up here at Carbondale, and we have an official timeout on the floor as it looks like Bean
his leg is bleeding.
His leg is bleeding, and when there's blood, you have to come out of the game and get it looked at. As Coach Jim Miller grabs him, looks for the trainer. They'll get him looked at. I think they've got just a couple of seconds here to try to get that cleaned up. It's got like a little nick on his left shin that he's trying to get taken care of. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Crystal's Catering and More. More than you expected, more memorable for your guests. Visit crystalsgoodfood.com for more information. Bean is back in the game. He's okay. So the basketball is going to belong to the Lions. Dylan Moore checks in for Carterville. Beasley across midcourt to the left side. Right-hand dribble. Met there defensively by Bean for the Terriers. Brings it to Dylan Moore on the right wing. Moore wants to get it to Ford. Has the ball stripped away. And they're going to say it was out of bounds. Off of Dylan Moore. That's a turnover on the, no, we got a foul on Dylan Moore. That's his first foul. That is the third team foul on the Lions here in the second half.
You cannot put the ball in front of a Carbondale defender with those quick hands because it'll be out of your mitts real quick.
37-24, 1:56 left as the three ball from the right corner by Carbondale's no good. Rebounded by Winslow. His shot is blocked on the putback attempt. Here come the Lions. Beasley into the front court. Works around the baseline. He gets it in the right corner. Fires, no good. Rebound by Blake Jackson, no good. Here come the Terriers on the run again. Winslow with the runner. That's a layup for Winslow. He's got 6 points here in the third quarter. That's a 15-point lead now for Carbondale.
Well, this is the run we talked about. It's happened.
Carterville's going to have to gain control now. 1:20 left. They need a bucket here to kind of stop the bleeding for the Lions. As Bean had some bleeding earlier, he was able to get it stopped. More fires from three, no good. Rebounded by the Terriers. Winslow at midcourt has the ball tipped, but it's gathered back in by Bean. Carterville into the front court with Seth Owsley with the basketball. Now to Acree. Acree toward the left side. Gives it back to Seth Owsley, wearing number 41 in the home white uniform. Carterville slowing it down, 48 seconds left, and the layup by Acree is good, and he's fouled and is going to go to the line for the and one for the Terriers.
I think they're going to call Luke Ford, but I don't know. He might have grazed him, but that's about it.
Acree is going to be at the line shooting the and one. Biggest lead for the Terriers, 41-24. And we have 46 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Acree's second shot is, or his and one is good. He's got 3. That's his first bucket and free throw here in the third quarter. 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Carterville showing they're going to take some time here. Blake Jackson gets it into Ford. He wants to put the shot up. His pass is tipped away. He was trying to find Beasley in the left corner. But Carbondale comes away with it. Into the front court. Bean, near side to Acree. Now between the circles to Owsley. Owsley has it. 15 seconds left in the third quarter on the clock. Gets the pick from Winslow. Bean has it. He makes a move toward the bucket. Kicks it out to Acree for 3. Off the iron, no good. One more shot by Bean. Off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Taylor Heil. And that's how we end the third quarter. It's 42-24. Carterville lead your Carterville Lions. We'll be back for fourth quarter action. It's Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. 60 here, please. 60.
Megan, are you ready? Go! Megan has to make a free throw. A layup, a free throw in the three-pointer will win $100. All she needs now is a three-pointer. Megan's a sophomore. She plays volleyball at She did it! That's $100 from the Bank of Carbondale.
Back in Carbondale, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson, where we're heading to the fourth quarter. Carbondale firmly in control of this ball game at the moment, 42-24. And stats for the third quarter.
Well, I'll go back to the second quarter. Carterville shot 28% in the second quarter, 37% in the third quarter. Carbondale 50% in the second. They upped that to 54% in the third quarter. That's in part why they have an 18-point lead.
42-24. Carbondale with the lead, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by the Terriers. Martin Winslow. It's going to belong to the Carterville Lions. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating. Downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Certified York dealer. They service all brands. Call 985-2502. Go online, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating.com. We have a turnover on the Carterville Lions.
That makes 15 for the game now for Carterville. Carbondale only has 4 turnovers, and that's really kind of, you would think a team that likes to run as much as Carbondale, they'd have more than 4 turnovers, but they're very disciplined with the ball.
These two teams record-wise come into tonight's game with the same record, the same win streak. Carterville has won 3 in a row. Terriers have won 3 in a row. The Carterville is down big here in the fourth quarter. As the shot by Heil's no good. Now the Terriers are on the run, and that's Winslow that gets the flush for the Terriers. Nice job on the break. 7 minutes left. 44-24, the 20-point lead by Carbondale. Carterville into the front court. Heil in the paint. Right-hand shot, no good. Ford gets the rebound. Put back is up and good, and he's fouled and is going to go to the line for the and one.
Well, Ford's so strong, even if you hit him on the arm, hit him on the elbow, club him on the shoulder, more than likely he's going to still get it to go.
The foul is called on the Terriers, James Baltz. That is the second foul on Baltz. That is the third team foul on the Terriers. Salute Ford is at the line to shoot the and one for the Lions. Free throw is up, off the iron, no good. Rebound by the Terriers. Into the front court. Acree quickly gets it to Owsley toward the left side. Back to Acree. They're going to work it around the other way to Bean on the right wing. Swing pass to Owsley. He takes it on the left wing. Between the circles to Bean. Bean wants to shoot, backs it out. They're going to show a little bit of patience here. 6:45 remaining in the ball game. Bean at the free throw line, looks for some help. Gives it to Acree. Left-hand dribble guarded by Blake Jackson. Carbondale resets the offense. Brings it to the left wing. Owsley. Now he works his way to the top of the circle. Back to Acree. Left-hand dribble toward the left wing. Guarded by Ford. To Darius Bean. Bean now with the dribble. Backs it out. Once again, the Terriers gonna slow it down a little bit with the big lead. 44-26. 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. They've had the ball now probably the last minute on this possession alone.
Well, very disciplined.
Ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to say that official was looking right at it.
Well, it went off of, yeah, it did go off of Cree's leg, and he's throwing a fit, but that's the right call.
So it's going to belong to the Lions. Justin Johnson is going to trigger the inbounds in front of our Carterville cheerleaders. Beasley with the basketball. Steps across the timeline. He's guarded by Owsley. Takes it to the left elbow, kicks it over to Justin Johnson. JJ swing pass to Garby, who just checked in. Grant Garby for the Lions. Now it's Jackson toward the right wing, kicks it over toward the right baseline to Beasley. He's guarded by Owsley. Wants to drive the baseline, kicks it over to Garby, works it to the far side. Jackson wants to fire from three, guarded by Acree, and a nice job pulling it back. Beasley gives it to Johnson. Johnson down low to Ford. He wasn't expecting the pass. He loses the handle, and we've got a foul that is called on the Carterville Lions. I believe it is going to be on Ford. That is his third foul of the game.
Yeah, it was a frustration foul, but that foul, I mean, that turnover was not on Ford. I mean, you got to get the ball up a little higher to the big guys on the inside, and that is turnover number 8 in the second half, number 16 for the game for the Lions.
44-26, Terriers with the lead. Into the front court as Bradley's into the game now for Carbondale. Gets it down to Acree from the baseline, gives it to Winslow. Nice job, little floater by Winslow is good. He's got 4 here in the fourth quarter. 15 points for Winslow in the ball game, as Beasley is fouled driving the lane, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Carterville hasn't been to the free throw line a lot today in this game, but when they have, they really haven't shot very well from the free throw line.
Foul is on Jaden Bradley of the Terriers. Beasley's at the line shooting 2. As he missed the first free throw. Second coming up for number 30, the point guard for the Carterville Lions. Second one is good. He's got 8 points in the game here this afternoon. As Carbondale quickly into the front court. Bean between the circles backs it up. 46-27. Turnover on the Terriers. Justin Johnson gets the runner for the Lions, and he's fouled by Darius Bean. And Justin Johnson is going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Darius Bean helped Mr. Johnson up off the floor. Nice sportsmanship.
Hard foul.
Hard foul. Well,
I mean, that's playing ball.
Well, you got to make, Darius Bean was just making sure that Johnson wasn't going to score. Well, I'll send you to the free throw line.
Absolutely. You're going to have to earn it at the stripe. First one is no good. That's why you foul him like that. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale offers a variety of business and personal banking services. Go online, visit tboc.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Johnson misses both of those free throws. Carbondale in the front court. Acree with the big run down the right side. His layup is no good. JJ gets the rebound. Brings it across timeline, throws it away off of Beasley's hand. It's going to belong to the Carbondale Terriers.
I'm going to run out of ink here real quick on Carterville's turnovers.
4:26 remaining. 46-27. The 19-point lead for Carbondale.
But you know what they always say, Dave? You're only going to get better by playing better teams.
Absolutely.
They've played Collinsville, Marion, Heron, Mount Vernon already early in this season. Got a big matchup Wednesday night at Nashville, a conference game. So hopefully playing teams like Carbondale and the rest that I just mentioned is going to make Carterville a better team down the road.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting the hometown Lions. They're much more than just apparel. They design logos, brochures, posters, as well as vinyl signs and decals. You can find them online. Visit artworkscustomgraphics.com. As the officials needed clean up a wet spot on the floor, Carbondale has the basketball now. 4:23 left in the ball game. Terriers firmly in command over the Lions. Into the front court, it's Owsley with the left-hand dribble. Gives it to Bean. Bean toward the right wing is guarded by 5'9" guard Brennan Beasley. Over to Owsley. Owsley finds a cutting man. That is Jaden Bradley. He misses the layup, but it's Winslow that's there to clean up the mess. 6 points now for Winslow in the fourth quarter. Carterville into the front court. Beasley with the right-hand dribble. Works it to the right side to Jackson. Now back the other way to Dylan Moore. Moore to Luke Ford on the left elbow. To Moore on the left wing. Right-hand dribble. Wants to work the give and go to Luke Ford, but they kick it back out to Beasley between the circles. 3.5 left in the fourth quarter. 48-27. A 21-point lead as Blake Jackson, the left-hand runner, no good. Carterville controls the rebound. Beasley fires from three, in and out, rolls around, no good, and we have a foul on the Terriers. I believe they're going to call it on Seth Owsley. Carterville by Beasley.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, again, I don't care if it's Beasley or Moore, Johnson or Jackson. Those are your guys that shoot the ball from the outside. If you're struggling shooting the ball, don't stop. It's not going to. You're not going to get out of it out of the slump by not shooting. You got to keep throwing them up there if you're open.
Exactly.
I'm not the coach. I'm just the broadcaster. What the hell do I know?
Not just a broadcaster, Scott. We love you. Blake Jackson wearing number 3. Works it down into Ford. Ford up. His shot bounces around and it falls for the 6'6" junior. He's got 13 points in the game. Luke Ford for the Lions. Carterville into the front court. Darius Rucker, the right-hand runner. He gets fouled by Ford as he tries to get the layup. Ford has 4 fouls in the game, and Bean is going to be at the line to shoot 2.
Carbondale's not going to lose too many games the rest of the year, I can tell you that.
Are you looking at their schedule?
Well, I looked at who they've lost to, and they've already beat Centralia. Well, no, I take that back. They haven't played Centralia yet. That'll be a good game. But they're just so athletic. They don't go real deep on their bench, but they don't have to.
So it looks like both coaches are going to go to their bench as checking in for the Lions. Connor Henderson takes over for Luke Ford. Gets a nice round of applause from Carterville fans here on the near side. And the second at the line by Darius Bean is in and out, no good. Grant Garby comes down with the rebounds. So into the front court quickly is Beasley toward the left wing, left baseline. Jackson kicks it away. Oh, it's stolen by Bean. Is he going to flush it? He does.
It's showtime at Carbondale.
51-29. Carbondale blowing the Lions out here late in the fourth quarter. Beasley with the right-hand runner is good. He gets the layup. And we have a timeout that is called on the floor as the Terriers are wanting to get some subs into the game, as do the Carterville Lions. 2.5 under, 2.5 to play. 51-31, the 20-point lead for the Terriers as both coaches clear off the starting lineups and bring in all new players. Into the game now for Carbondale, Simeon Hardley. You have Martise Pinnock into the game, and the ball was tipped away. Bradley has it for the Terriers. Now over toward the between the circles, Bradley works it to Pinnock. Pinnock at the left elbow, leaves it for Bradley. He drives it down the left side, gets a little right-hand runner by Bradley. That's good. That's 6 points for Bradley in the game. Tyler Biddle with the basketball for the Lions. At the free throw line, Grant Garby kicks it back out to Biddle. Biddle toward the left side to Dylan Moore. Moore now for Garby. Give and go. Moore. Garby keeps it. They work it out to Tyler Biddle. Tyler Biddle had a big three-pointer to end the game for the Lions, and the three-point shot is Dylan Moore. He was fouled on his shot from the baseline, and he's going to go to the line and shoot two. As the foul is on the Carbondale Terriers. Simeon Hadley, that's his first. At the end of the 10 seconds left in the JV game, kick out pass to Tyler Biddle. He hits a three from the left wing, and that gives the JV team a 34-32 win over the Carbondale Terriers. Dylan Moore misses his first free throw for the Lions. At the line now, shooting number 2. That is good. That's 3 points now for Dylan Moore in the game. 1:26 left in the fourth quarter. Fans are starting to make their way toward the exit. Carbondale in the front court to Pinnock. Pinnock between the circles. Right-hand dribble over toward Hadley. Hadley on the right wing, guarded by Moore. Nice move, 12-foot jumper, no good. Rebounded by Carbondale. The shot is no good. Another rebound by Carbondale, no good. The ball's tipped out on the floor. Who's going to get it? We have a timeout. Oh, we've got a...
Still got a tie-up.
Tie-up, that's what I was trying to say. And it's going to belong to the Terriers. 60 seconds remain in the game. We need to pick our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Who do we go to?
Wow.
We may have to give it to a Carbondale Terrier.
Yeah, I think we may have to tonight or this afternoon.
We'll find out in just moments on our Banterra Bank postgame show. Carbondale with the basketball in the front court. 49 seconds left. Over toward the right wing, now between the circles. Carbondale's content to run some time off the clock. Dylan Moore defensively on the ball. It's Carbondale between the circles, going to back it out once again. Simeon Hardley with the basketball, left wing, left-hand dribble, throws it over toward Scott Rivers. Shandon Scott Rivers, the shot by the Terriers no good. Rebounded, shot no good by the Terriers, out of bounds, off of Carbondale. Carterville is going to have the ball with 23.2 seconds left in the game.
Well, I'll tell you, the guy that stands out for me in the game is Cree.
I agree.
He's 6'4". He plays the point. He was when he's on defense, he's guarding a much smaller player, which means that player has a disadvantage. I mean, he was just a handful.
Dominating.
Yeah.
14 points he scored in this game as well. 7 seconds left on the clock. The Carterville working it around the perimeter. The ball is the clock goes off. And that's the final, 53-32. That's the final. Carbondale over the Carterville Lions. When we come back, we've got your Banterra Bank post-game show. Carbondale beats your Lions 53-32. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's run 3 minutes here. 3 minutes here, please.
Aaron's Auto Center in Marion is your one-stop automotive repair shop. Your Napa Auto Care Center, Aaron's installs quality Napa parts. Make sure your car is safe and dependable. Take it to Aaron's Auto Center in Marion.
Hey, Carterville Lion fans, this is Jim with Aaron's Auto Center. Be the first to come in and tell me the final score of tonight's game, and I'll give you a free $18.99 oil change. Go Lions!
Still not a member of the Sweatshop Fitness Center in downtown Carterville? You're missing fun and effective classes in their new group fitness room, along with energetic and professional instructors for Zumba, spinning, aerobics, and high-intensity classes. You're missing all the benefits of 24/7 accessibility, great equipment, and trainers. And you're missing the convenience of lean, healthy way meals ordered and delivered weekly right to the gym to help keep you on track. Don't miss out. 681-2123.
You know, many folks, when they come back to Southern Illinois for a visit, they make a stop there. For others, it's a great way to grab some burgers and fries, maybe a fried pickle, and still have some cash left over. Now, a lot of folks just can't make it through the week without a stop there. There is Polarwood in Energy. Why? It's Energy's finest restaurant. Cheeseburger
First Southern Bank, a Southern Illinois-owned bank where local people and local decisions help you with all your financial choices. Our mission at First Southern Bank is simple, to represent community banking at its best. If you're looking for local, personal service, visit them today at any of their 15 locations in Marion, Carbondale, Carterville, El Dorado, Creel Springs, Grand Tower, Carrier Mills, Murfreesboro, Royalton, and Heron. Or visit them on the web at firstsouthernbank.net. First Southern Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
You love McDonald's all-day breakfast. Yes. But you don't love that you can't get all your favorites all day. No. But now you're going to love that you can get more all day. Huh. Like McRibbons and biscuits and McMuffin sandwiches. Which means you'll have to find something else to not love. Okay. Like broken grocery trends. Or when your smoke alarm battery dies at 3 a.m. What happened? Or songs that combine two styles of music that don't go together. Get more choices you love, now with McDonald's all-day breakfast. McDonald's all-day breakfast menu varies by location.
Hello, Carterville sports fans from Caldwell Banker Preferred Realty. We're just like the Lions. We work hard for you. There are real estate companies that use gimmicks and giveaways just to get your business. There are companies who talk about how cheap they work. Your home is your biggest investment. When it's time to buy or sell, insist on the best. There is a reason we are preferred. Want to find out why? Call 985-4242.
Back in Carbondale, where the Carbondale Terriers have beat your Carterville Lions by 21, 53-32, Scott. That was a pretty solid win for the Terriers.
Well, they came out in the second half and took control. Carterville only down by 8 at half. We talked about how Carterville's still in the game. They had to come out and get some stops, play a little bit better offensively. And Carbondale was the team that came out and just really took it to Carterville. I think their athleticism showed in the second half. They're just a very good ball club, and Carterville has nothing to be ashamed about with this loss. I'm sure Shane Hawkins would like to have played a little bit better in the second half, made it more of a game. But Carbondale is just big. They're fast. They're strong. Use any word you want to use. They're a very good basketball team.
It's going to be a good learning experience for the Lions, if nothing else. Let's run through our stats real quick, as the leading scorer for the Carterville Lions was Mr. Luke Ford. He winds up with 12 points in the game. Brendan Beasley, 10. Dylan Moore has 3. Blake Jackson has 7. Justin Johnson has 2. And what's really notable on here, Taylor Heil held scoreless in this ball game for the Lions. As we look at the scoring for the Carbondale Terriers, they were led by their point guard, Martin Winslow. He winds up with 21 points in the game. Kenny Acree has 14, as does Darius Bean for the Terriers. It was Jaden Bradley. He has 6, and Seth Owsley winds up with 2. We were talking about our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Originally, we said it was going to be Acree, but I think we made a decision to switch that to Mr. Martin Winslow.
Well, here's a guy, Winslow, that only averages, I say only, 9 points a game. And on a team like this, when you've got Bean and Acree, you really don't need a lot of secondary scoring. But not only did he lead them in scoring, but he led them in rebounding with 8, 4 of which were offensive rebounds. He was kind of the silent assassin, because we saw Acree do what he can do. We saw the big dunks by Bean. And then you look up and you say, oh, wait, Martin, leading scorer, had 8 rebounds. He's our star, Joe's Lawn Care star of the game.
Exactly, our conversation at the end of regulation here was exactly that. We had totally talked about Acree being the player of the game. I'm totaling up the points. I said, hey, Winslow's got 21. You said he's got 8 boards. That's who we make our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game. Rain or shine, sleet or snow. Tonight is a night you're going to call Joe, as it's Joe's Lawn Care, our player of the game sponsor. They specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscaping maintenance, spring and fall cleanup, snow removal, property maintenance, bush hogging, bush hedge trimming, also some tree trimming, removal, and they do equipment repair as well. It's Joe's Lawn Care. Call 534-8148. Joe's Lawn Care. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. It was Martin Winslow, our Joe's Lawn Care player of the game.
Carbondale out-rebounded the Lions 27-22. As mentioned, Martin led the Terriers in rebounding with 8. Taylor Heil had 10 rebounds in the game to lead the Lions. 18 Carterville turnovers, only 7 for the Terriers. Shooting from the field, Carterville 40% from the field. Carbondale 47% from the field. Carbondale attempted 17 more shots from the field. And that was in large part why Carterville comes away with a loss, and their 3-game winning streak goes by the wayside.
That's how we wrap it up here, 53-32. Don't know if we're going to have a chance to talk to Coach Shane Hawkins, as I believe the Lions are in a hurry to get home. We're seeing the temperatures drop. Now it's about 33 degrees, some light rain falling. I can even see on my little radar here that I keep maybe some frozen precipitation off to the west of Randolph County making its way this way. But this is exactly what we were expecting. Temperatures falling all day long. The winter weather advisory kicks in about an hour and a half at 6 o'clock. We're going to see an overnight low of 15. We do want to ask you that please be careful, and if you have to be out and about, I keep eyeballing to see if Coach Shane Hawkins is going to make his way up here. And I don't see him. Let's take another 60-second break, and we'll see what's going to happen here. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Are they saying anything? They're going to get Allie so we can go shopping? Oh. Wow. Good. So we don't have to worry about that. Huh? Fantastic. Back at Carbondale, it's Dave McKenzie with Scott Hudson, where the Terriers beat your Carterville Lions this afternoon, 53-32. Martin Winslow led the Terriers with 21 points. He's our Joe's Lawn Care Player of the Game. Coach Shane Hawkins has not come out of the locker room as of yet, at least that we've seen, Scott. So why don't we go on and put a wrap on this post-game show.
Yep, tough day for the Lions, but we knew it wasn't going to be easy playing a very talented Carbondale Terrier team. Now Carterville got a few days off and got a big game at Nashville Wednesday night. They go back to conference. If Carterville could win that game on the road, they would put themselves in the driver's seat, at least early, on the Mississippi side of the river-to-river conference.
With a 3-0 mark, they're 2-0, going to Nashville on Wednesday night. That's the last game before the Christmas break. And, of course, Carterville then will be in action after Christmas at the Duster Thomas Hoops Classic. That'll begin at on the 27th, Tuesday. The first game of that Hoops Classic will start at 4 o'clock for the Carterville Lions. We'll have all the action starting at 3:45 here on News Radio WJPF, and then they play the nightcap in the main gym starting at 8:30 on Tuesday night, and then if they advance out of pool play, then they will play on Wednesday. So I've killed about as much time as I know that we can kill as we look to see if Shane Hawkins comes up. Folks, with the weather situation the way it is, I know I'm kind of anxious to get home. Yep. We got to do some grocery shopping, or we'll be going back out in the middle of all of it to eat dinner a little bit later. But again, we just want to remind you, please be careful tonight. Winter weather advisory kicks in starting at 6 o'clock. Look for some freezing on. Here comes Shane Hawkins now. I knew if we killed long enough, we could at least get a minute with him. But look for some rain, some freezing rain, some sleet, even some snow. Minor accumulations, but when you're dealing with ice like that, it doesn't take much to cause some issues out there. Just take your time, be patient, and be safe. That's all we are asking. As head coach Shane Hawkins joins us here on our post-game show. Coach Shane Hawkins here. And Coach, this is I think this is what you would call a learning game for the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, we were fortunate to be down 8 at half. I didn't think we had really done anything great the first half, and we're down 8. and kind of gave them baskets. We didn't really make them earn a whole lot. And they make a run there in the third quarter and outscore us 10. But, again, I'm not sure they really did anything. They got out and ran. We turned it over. We missed a shot. They had some uncontested 3-on-1s, 4-on-1s, and, it seemed like anytime we had a chance to maybe stop the ball from rolling downhill, we go to the free throw and make a good move, go to the free throw line and miss 2. We were 4 of 12 from the free throw line, and when you're playing good teams, you've got to be able to capitalize, and we didn't capitalize there tonight.
Turnovers killed us in this game as well. The third quarter you talk about really was the decisive, as Carbondale's able to score 16 points. We're only able to score 6. They get that, they kind of push that out, and they took control there in the third.
Yeah, and I just thought, we talked about staying in defensively and make them beat us shooting jump shots. They're not a great jump shooting team,
No.
and everything was to the rim. And they got to the rim because we didn't get off far enough to help off penetration. It was make them shoot jumpers. They had one possession in the first half where we made them shoot 2 threes. They rebound the first one, they shoot another 3, which is exactly what we want. They miss the second 3, they get another offensive rebound. We foul, they make a free throw.
It's when you made the switch to the 2-3 zone defensively there at the end of the first half, and that's how you came out to start the second half.
Yeah, and you gotta have a little toughness to go rebound. It's put your butt on somebody or check somebody and go chase the ball. And I just thought the 2 words that I used with our guys were soft and scared. I thought we were very soft physically. We didn't go screen anybody. We didn't finish at the rim. There's a lot of times we get to the rim and we don't even have our eyes on the rim. We're going to shoot layups and we're looking for the defense. We're waiting for somebody to come and make contact with us. And then you go to the free throw line and Clayton too. And then I thought we were scared a little bit. They upped their intensity a little bit, and we played back on our heels, and we never did face and rip up and get them off of us. We dropped a couple balls out of bounds, and we had some balls in our hands that we didn't get, and that's kind of being scared.
And, Coach, it was really a tough matchup for you today on the inside with your 2 big guys, Ford and Heil, because they were asked to come out and guard the perimeter, which in most games they're not, but because of the athletic ability and athleticism of this Carbondale team, they had to. And on the flip side, every time Heil got the ball, every time Ford got the ball, there's hands just all over them. And it's not that they didn't play well, but they just really were kind of behind the 8 ball all day.
And it's one of those things we talked about. Don't follow Winslow to the arc. If he makes a 3, okay. I mean, I don't think he can beat us from out there. If Acre goes to the arc, stay back at 15 feet. They can't beat us from the arc. We had to know where Bradley was. He's their best shooter. Those other guys, they may make 1 or 2. But that's fine. You have got to be able to stay back, especially if we're going to play the 2 bigs together. You've got to stay back and jam the paint a little bit and help us rebound and shut penetration off. And we did a poor job at both angles.
Carterville, I thought it was also huge tonight, the fact that Taylor Heil is held scoreless in the ball game. Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, he had some stuff at the rim. It's kind of like he did last night and didn't make it. And he made a good move there early and goes to the free throw line and misses 2. And it's when you're struggling to score, those things, you got to capitalize on those opportunities. And the opportunities that we had to get the ball down inside, we didn't capitalize. And then there's a lot of times those guys were open, and we did a poor job of getting it to them when they were open. And like I said, that'll be correct. For us to be successful, the ball has to go inside. And part of that is our bigs have got to do a better job of sealing and keeping contact and want the ball. But then our perimeter guys have got to get the ball to them.
Coach, one thing I do want to ask you about, can you talk about how important Luke Ford was, not just last night, but tonight? Yeah. He's coming off an illness, and he was huge last night, some big points and some big points today.
He's going to continue, and we've talked about this before, he's going to continue to get better with game experience, with practice experience. And, every day's a process for him, and he keeps making strides. He was really good last night. We tried to limit his minutes a little bit last night because he missed Wednesday's practice. He missed Thursday's practice. Tried to do the same thing tonight, give him an extra break here and there. He's going to continue to improve. And I think he's one of those kids who doesn't realize how good he can be. But he does a very good job of working at it in practice. So he wants to get there. I just don't think he realizes how high his ceiling is.
Wednesday night on the road, conference game at Nashville. What does this game teach you, or maybe something that Carterville can learn going into that game at Nashville?
Well, I think the two things. You got to be more physically tough and more mentally tough. I think when things were not going our way, we tend to tuck our tail and kind of just go through the motions and kind of get it over with. And as we've seen in our league, you're going to face some adversity. There's going to be some times where things don't go well. You're going to have to be able to fight through that and put yourself in a position to win late in the game. And so I think that's one thing is our mental preparation's got to be top notch. We know Coach Weathers does a great job with the Hornets, and they'll be well prepared. And we'll look at this film on Monday. There's a lot of things that we can take a look at as far as an execution standpoint. And I think sometimes the old adage, the eye in the sky never lies, and we can go back and kind of show what we're talking about and kind of show them on videotape, and then we'll practice and we'll get ready for the Hornets.
53-32, that was the final this evening. That's head coach Shane Hawkins joining us here on the postgame show. Coach, we'll see you Wednesday night.
All right, thanks, guys.
Shane Hawkins joining us on our Banterra Bank postgame show. Scott, why don't you put a wrap on this?
Well, a tough afternoon for the Carterville Lions. Of course, you can take, I guess the one thing that came out of this afternoon is, the JV team got a big win to up their record to 2-1 on the season.
About that.
Yeah, a big win against a much bigger school, so that was a positive. Again, Carterville just didn't have the athletes to hang with the Carbondale Terriers. I don't think that's a shock to anybody, but I think you hope that having played Carbondale and Collinsville and Mount Vernon and Marion will prepare you for what you're getting ready to head into, and that's conference play, back to conference play on Wednesday night against a very good Nashville team. Carterville's got to shoot the ball a little bit better at Nashville than they did this weekend. They've got to limit their turnovers against Nashville. We'll see what happens, but Coach Hawkins has got a few days to get his team ready, and we'll hit the road on Wednesday afternoon and bring you Carterville basketball on Wednesday night.
We'll have our pregame coverage. It'll start at 7:30 live from Nashville as the Lions are prepared to take on the Nashville Hornets in a key river-to-river conference matchup. Carterville will be going in 2-0. I think Nashville's 2-0 as well in the conference. So, like you said earlier, winner of that is going to be in a pretty good position in the Southern Illinois River-to-River Conference, the Mississippi side, going into the Christmas break.
Well, it's a road game, and it's a conference game. I think Carterville has the talent. They have the talent to go up there and win. I mean, this isn't, it's not like, woe is us. We're going to go up there, and Nashville's going to be the favorite, obviously. But this is going to, if Carterville could pull, and it would be a mild upset because I'm sure Nashville would be favored in most people's eyes. But if Carterville goes up there and wins, they're 3-0 in conference. Early in the season, they're in the driver's seat. Now, they still haven't played Peenyville yet, but still, if you can get a road win at Nashville, be 3-0 in the conference, going into the holiday break, I'm sure Shane Hawkins would say, hey, that's my Christmas present.
As we mentioned earlier, tons of games have been canceled for tonight around the Southern Illinois region as the temperatures are starting to drop. Once again, it's important. Be careful tonight if you have to be out. We're starting to see the temperature reach 32 now is when you can start seeing some freezing rain. That winter weather advisory kicks in a little bit over an hour from now. Just be careful. 17 the high tomorrow. Stay in, watch football, and take care. Be safe
and
tonight.
Eat and sleep.
Yep, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, you guys be safe as well.
Wednesday nights from Nashville, 7:30 will be the pregame show. 7:45 is the scheduled tip. For our producer engineer back at the station, Mr. Eric Joyce, thank you, sir, for your assistance, for Amy on the video. And if you're watching on the YouTube, I decorated festively with the flashing Christmas lights. Thanks to Mom.
Nobody can ever say that Dave McKenzie is not a bright person.
There we go. I'm Dave McKenzie. He's Scott Hudson. We'll talk to you Wednesday night from Nashville. Thank you for listening to Lions Basketball, News Radio WJPF.